You don't hear me? Okay. Okay, so let's go to area because today I want us to basically talk about area ratio. Now, area and volume are the, I would say, it's an easy, very easy topic to understand, even though it has, if you guys have seen the content, I want to put like two sentences for the content because it's very easy to, understand. So, basically, now, when we're talking about area ratio, area ratio is if I tell you guys the area of shape 1 to the area of shape 2, you're just going to put the number for the first shape over the number of the second shape, and then we're gonna square everything. Why do we square when it comes to area? Because area, if it's regular area or surface area, works with square units, and when we talk about volume, it works with cubic units. So when you hear similarity ratio with what we did yesterday, it's just the regular numbers. When you hear area ratio, we have to put everything to the power of 2, and when you hear volume ratio, we have to put everything to the power of 3, right? So let's see a question. If I tell you guys that I want you guys to give me the ratio of the width of these two rectangles, the width, what is the width of the bigger one? Who can tell me that?
3,
3, very good. And what is the width of the smaller one?
2 miss.
2, very good. So what is the ratio of the first rectangle to the second rectangle when you're talking about width?
9 to 4.
Okay, Jerome, you jumped the gun there. Yes, I was gonna ask that in another question, but when we talk about the ratio is going to be 3 to 2, or 3/2, right? But when we're talking about the area ratio, I need to put 3 to the power of 2 and 2 to the power of 2. Therefore, 3 times 3/2 and that gives me the 9/4 that Jerome said. Everybody understands?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, um, in your activity number 2, I think it is. These are the 6 questions that I have there. So we're gonna be working with the first one, number 1. Number 1 says two similar figures are in ratio of 2 to 5. What is the ratio of their areas? What will be the answer for that one?
4 to 25, miss.
4 to what?
25.
Very good. Now, what am I asking you guys to do here? I am asking you guys to take the 2 and to square it. So I want you guys to do 2 times 2. And I want you guys to take the 5 and I want you to square it. So you're going to be doing 5 times 5. So what is 2 times 2?
4.
And what
4
is
and 5
5
and
times
5
5?
and
25.
25.
So your answer is going to be 4 to 25, which is D. Everybody got that one?
yes.
Okay, so what is the
Yes,
answer
miss.
for number 2?
9 to 16, miss.
9 to 16. Very good. What is the answer for number 3?
1 to 9,
1 to 9. Very good, Eimer. What is the answer for number 4?
16 to 49,
16 to 49. Very good. For number 5.
4 to 25,
Number 5 has 10 to 25. What is 10 times 10 and 25 times 25?
100 to 125.
100 to
Maybe 100 to 625.
Very
625, miss.
good, very good. 100 to 625. And for the last one, number 6, you have 8 and 12. It says the corresponding sides of two similar figures are 8 and 12. What is the ratio of the areas? What is 8 times 8?
64.
64.
64. And what is 12 times 12?
144.
144. Okay, don't see that answer there.
It's
Mm.
4.9.
Says the corresponding sides of. It should be 64 to 144. But I don't see that answer there. For number 6, you just write the answer because I don't see it in the multiple choice. I will have to check that one. But everybody understood? Everybody got the answers?
Pwede number 2, please? Pwede number 2, please?
Number 6?
Aha.
64 to 144.
Okay, Miss Tan.
Okay. Everybody got that? Can I move on? Do I need to repeat?
Yes, move on, miss. Move on.
Okay. So now, when we're talking about volume ratio, it is basically the same thing. When we're talking about similarity ratio, we're just going to say, okay, the lengths, 2 over 5 or 2 to 5, because that is similarity. When they're asking you for the area ratio of that ratio, we are going to be doing 2 times itself and 5 times itself, and that gives me 4 over 25. But now when they give you, or they're asking you for a volume ratio, they're telling you, okay, this is going to be 2 to the third power. So it's going to be 2 times 2 times 2. And then 5 to the third power, which is going to be 5 times 5 times 5. So everybody got this? Is it
Yes,
clear?
miss.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. So now I want us to take a look um, at your pamphlet. Everybody should have gotten their product. So I chose this one. These ones are the ones that I chose. Sorry for the example. Now, your product will depend on your one, right? For example, if you guys, um, if you guys chose, I don't know, a soft drink, you will be looking at the milliliters of the small bottle and then the liters or milliliters of the bigger bottle. Anything that has liquid is going to be working with milliliters. So for example, my one, if that is what I want to use, I am working with milliliters because it is a liquid, right? If you guys are working with something that has pounds, then you guys can work with pounds or with grams. Grams or kilograms, right? But it all depends on what it is that you got. If you guys are going to be working with the one on the toilet paper that I had told you guys, you take a small pack brings 4 rolls, and a big pack brings, I don't know, how many does it bring? 48? Is it 48 or 40? I'm not sure how much it brings. But you guys can work with that one as well. So you had to get your own product, right? So if you guys have not gotten your own product, what I will be showing right now is what you have to do with your product, right? Everybody got that?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so in my case, I am going to be working with this information that both of my bottles have. How many loads can I wash? This one can wash 24 loads, and this one can wash 102 loads. That is what I am working with. So my ratio is going to be 24 to 102. Right? But I need to have a second ratio as well. I need to have the price. So the price for this one is 250, and then the price for this one is 1175. And my other ratio is going to be showing that information. 250 is equal to 1175. So this is the information that is very critical for me to have, right? And that is the information that you guys should have as well. So everybody got that? Can I move on?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So now I'm going to prove and I need to show that because your pamphlet is asking you to, it's like a myth busting. A lot of people say, okay, if I buy the big gallon, it's gonna be cheaper for me. And some people say like it's the same thing, right? Or no, I spend more money buying a big gallon instead of buying small gallons. So we want to prove which theory is correct, right? So that is what we are doing here. So with this information that I have, Jerome, you have a question?
No, miss, sir.
Okay, so let me go to a new slide. Let me go to a new slide, and this is what I want. This is what I'm showing. I have that 24 loads is costing me 250, and I have that 102 loads cost me 1175, right? So what I'm going to be doing, I'm gonna take my calculator. You guys have your calculator, and I'm going to be taking the $2.50, and I'm gonna divide it by 24. So 250 divided by 24, and then I get that each load, so one load is equal to 10 cents, approximately 10 cents. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one. I'm gonna take 1175 and I'm gonna divide it by 102, and I get that one load is equal to 12 cents. Everybody understood what I did there?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Yes?
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. So now, which one is cheaper? Buying a small bottle or buying a big bottle?
Miss, I think buying the big bottle, miss.
Buying the big bottle?
Yes, miss, because you can do one or two loads for only 12 cents each.
Okay, so then that is another thing that I have to take into consideration, because this one only talks about 24 loads, but this one is talking about 102 loads. So let's do something. If I have 102 loads and I divide that by 24, I basically need 4.25 of these small bottles to make the same thing as this one, right? I did 102 divided by 24 to find out how many small bottles I will need to make the big one. And I need four bottles and a quarter, like 4 bottles and 1/4 of the small ones. So if I need 4 bottles and 1/4, I'm gonna times that by 250, and I get that this is gonna cost me $10.63 to wash 100, or to get the 102 loads that this other one is saying. So which one would be cheaper? Mathematically proven.
Small one.
The big bottle.
Let me repeat what I'm saying. This small bottle can only wash 24 loads, but the big one can wash 102 loads. So what I decided to do is that how many small bottles do I need to wash the same amount, to wash 102 loads, right? And what I found out, I did 102 divided by 24 and it gave me 4.25. So I need 4 bottles, 4 small bottles and a quarter to be able to wash 102 loads. Right? Everybody understood that? How I got the 4 and 1/4?
Yes, miss.
So now what I did is I took the 250, this 250, and I times it by 4.25 and I got $10.63. $10.63. And I compare that $10.63 to 11.75, which, and both of them, one with only small bottles, I get 102 loads for $10.63. And the other
Yes, in
one,
dollar.
is a
Yes,
big bottle with 102 loads. So which one is cheaper?
the small button.
A small
The
bottle.
small, miss.
Very good.
That's how did you get the 4 1/4?
I did 102 divided by 24.
Okay, man.
So I found out that it's cheaper for me to buy if I go to the store and I buy one small bottle, one small bottle. I basically save like $1 and $1 and like what,
$1.12.
and 12 cents almost, yeah. And that's what I'm saving. So imagine if you guys buy a gallon every month. I buy 1 gallon, 1 gallon. If you decide to buy small bottles instead of a big gallon, you're gonna be saving $1.12 every month or every 2 weeks. I don't know when every time you buy a gallon of Suavitel, but you are going to be saving that amount of money. So in my pamphlet, I am going to be showing. I am going to show my item. I'm going to be showing my ratios, and then I'm going to be showing my calculation. Now, what is important though is that you understand how your problem is going to work. So let me see who has an example, who has their product already and would like for me to show it using their product.
Miss with the
Ano ba yun?
paper.
Repeat again, Eimer.
Miss with the toilet paper.
What are you doing with the toilet paper though? Are you talking about how many rolls?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so you are using a small pack. The small pack has 4 rolls, right?
The small cup with 4 and the big one with the 30, miss.
Okay, what's the price? What's the price for the small pack? And what's the price for the big pack?
$5.
Okay. Okay, Herbie, I see you have flour in the chat. Is it flour like flour the plant or flour the to make bread? Wheat.
Yes, miss.
The one to
Miss for small.
give me the price.
The small one is $4, miss, and the big one is 20.
And the big one is 20? Like that?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Okay, so in this one, you have $4 to $4. So let's divide it. If the small pack costs $4, I am going to be doing the $4 divided by 4. What does that give you? How much does each roll cost?
$1, miss.
$1. Right, $1. And if I take the $20 and I divide it by 40, how much does each roll cost?
About 50 cents, miss.
Yeah, 50 cents. 50 cents. 50 cents. Okay. So now I don't have to do the other step that I did because just with this information, I can see which one is cheaper, right? What I did in the other problem is just an extra because you guys were asking about that fact. But in this case, I can clearly see which one is cheaper to purchase. The small pack or the big pack?
The big pack, miss.
The big
Big
pack.
miss.
Very good. Very good. The big pack. In my question, in the one that I had here, I didn't have to do all of this. I just by looking at the price, 10 cents and 12 cents, this one is cheaper. Just by looking at that. So in your case, so let me see. Herbie, give me your information. I think we have time for that one.
Here's a big sack
Miss.
cost $89 and the
One
small one $21.50.
one sack cost how much?
The big one costs $89,
$89, and the small one.
$21.50.
Okay, and how many pounds does each one have? I think the first one has 50 pounds. I'm not sure. Because if you do one sack and one sack, it won't work. You have to have how many pounds?
Plus the big one was 100,
Okay, the big one is 100 pounds, and then the small sack,
22.
22. Okay, good. So you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna take the $89 and you're gonna divide it by 100, and in this case, you get 89 cents. And then you take the $21 and you divide it by 22, and then you divide this one. $21 and it gives you 22 pounds. How much is that going to be? 21 divided by 22. That gives you 95 cents. Okay, so which one is cheaper? The bigger one
The
or
big one.
the bigger
The
one?
big one, miss.
The big one. So in your case, Herbie, you're going to say that in Flower's case, buying the big one is cheaper by pound if instead of buying the smaller one, right? And then
Okay.
Ever. Okay. Ever. What did Ever say? Clorox? Do you
Clorox,
guys?
miss. Clorox.
Okay, if you guys have to leave for another class, you guys can go ahead and leave, and then I'll do Ever with Ever as one right now. Give me your information. Oh, you don't have another class? You sure? Okay, Ever, give me your information.
Yes, miss. Computer skills.
Okay. Repeat again. Ever, give me
Último,
your
miss. Último. Vamos a hacer último.
give me your information.
A Clorox chip está $6.
Okay, $6.
No el chico, pues. Viene el mediano, creo, miss.
Okay,
Pero
$6.
después viene el grandote, ajá. Y el grande da 17.
Okay, and how much does each one bring?
El chico trae 3.75 liter.
3.75 liters.
El grande trae 10
10
liters.
liters. Okay, so then you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna take your $6 and you're gonna divide it by 3.75, and you take your $17 and you divide it by 10. And then 6 divided by 3.75. This one is $1.60, and this one is 17 cents. So which one is cheaper?
The big one.
Buying the big one. Okay. Any questions, guys?
No, miss.
Okay. Tomorrow we are going to be doing the one with the circle because that's all that's left. Everything else we have basically done the package in your pamphlet. That is up to your creativity how you guys are going to be doing your pamphlet. if you want to have your pictures on one side, then you have your ratio on the other one, you have your working, and then you have your little sentence that says, in the case of Clorox, for example, then purchasing a big gallon instead of a medium sized gallon is cheaper. You guys do that. So you decide how it is that you want to do your pamphlet, right? Outside. Is it clear, guys? What it is
Yes,
that you're
miss.
doing? Okay, guys, so have a great rest of the day. I will see you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow we're talking about circles, right? So that is what you're doing tomorrow. You're free to leave.
Bye, miss.
Bye, miss.
Bye.
Bye, miss.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
miss.
Bye.
Bye, miss.
Bye, guys.